on, YouTube, social media world? It's your boy AnonymousBased, and I'm biggity back with a new reaction video. This time I'm here with something new from It's Complicated. But before we get into it, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and give this video a like. Share with a couple of your friends. Make sure you follow me on all my social media sites. And if you got something specific, go ahead and drop it in that comment section. So we are here with something brand new from It's Complicated. Shout out to you, man. And the name of this video is called Lonely Men, Rules of Modern Dating and Understanding Women. Alright, let's go ahead and get into it.
Thank you all for 200K. If you want to support this channel, please consider making a donation or clip my videos and share it on all platforms. Don't forget to tag me.
Alright, let's see how long it's going to be before they start lying like they normally do. Let's get it.
Is it easier for a man or a woman to acquire sex?
It is much easier for a woman to acquire sex.
Why is that?
Because we choose. We choose whether or not we have the option of whether or not we're gonna let a man have sex or not.
Yep.
I don't think that that's necessarily true.
Don't women typically consent to sex?
Consent goes both ways.
Right. Well, let me ask you this. What's the longest that a man's ever made you wait for sex?
You know, it's happened. I don't know.
But does that typically happen?
Maybe. No, it doesn't typically happen.
Okay, so isn't it fair to say that women generally control access to sex more than men do?
If a woman wants sex, she can get it. If a man wants sex, doesn't mean he can necessarily get it.
Okay, so is it safe to say that women typically control access to sex more than men do? Because it's easier for a woman to get sex than it is for a man?
I don't like the phrasing that you're boxing me into, but I would.
But I mean, would you have a different way of explaining it? I mean, is that not generally true?
I think that.
I mean, if it's easier for a woman to get sex and it's harder for a man to get sex.
Yo, how are we gonna have productive discussions about tough subjects if you don't even want to be honest, lady? Yo, this is crazy. Y'all know good and well that if you shoot a guy a text right now, if you text 10 guys, I will argue that 9 of them are going to be like, alright, I'm about to come through. Whereas me, I could text 10 girls, maybe 9 of them are going to have excuses, and the one that does reply is going to be like, oh no, I'm busy, or I might get left on red. So it's not a guarantee if a man tries. But if a woman tries, it's a guarantee. We are not the same, man, so with all due respect, stop the cap.
We can't conclude that women typically control access?
Okay. It's easier for a girl for sure.
Like, how hard was that?
Guys are thirsty.
Yeah. Since it's harder for men, should women be surprised that guys have lower standards for sex than women?
Not really, because I mean, they just want to get it in, right?
Yeah.
Don't women have the privilege of being more picky because they have more options?
I mean, yes. Yeah.
Don't women have the privilege of being more picky because they have more options?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of an incel?
No.
An incel?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. We have encountered the resurgence of the septum piercings, guys. What did I say about the septum piercings? Chicks with septum piercings are crazy, so whatever you do, stay away from them. Stay away from them at all costs. Nothing good comes from a relationship or encounters with chicks with septum piercings. Alright, let's get back into it.
No, I haven't.
Have you ever heard of an incel?
No.
Okay, incel stands for
really?
involuntarily celibate, and
Yo, hold on. I just noticed something. If you look over here in this left corner, where this little restaurant is, there's a chick that walks into the frame, and not even 2 seconds after she walks into the frame and stops, she just disappears. I might be tripping, but we're gonna see.
Okay, incel stands for involuntarily
Boom, right there,
celibate,
she just disappeared.
and it refers to a person who can't get any sex. Who is more likely to be involuntarily celibate, men or women?
Men.
Men. I think it's 1 in 3 men are not having sex right now.
Shout out to
In
homegirl
today's
with the
society, if a
Sonic
man
tattoo
goes up
as
to a
well.
woman and asks her for her number or Snapchat, he's looked at as like a creep and a pervert. But if a woman goes up to a man, it's 100% okay, which is not okay to me.
Why are men shamed for not being able to get sex, but also shamed for trying to get sex?
That's a good question.
Gotcha,
I think it's the way they go about trying to get sex, because women want relationships. Well, I can't say all women, but a good amount of women want relationships.
Bro.
Guys, stop getting ripped off by your car insurance company and check this out. Okay, are you ready? All right, so let's take a look. $178.
And when you meet the men that just want sex, it kind of tarnishes everything.
Is it fair to shame?
Wait a minute. Question, ma'am. If we live in a hookup culture where women typically want to be hoes, have hoe phases, and do slut walks, and bust it wide open, why is it okay for them to want to do that, but when we want to do just that, it's a problem? It's, oh, you're just using me for my body. Okay, well, if you just want to hook up, how are you being used for your body when I want to do the same thing? Man, y'all are crazy, bro. Y'all are crazy with y'all's logic, man.
Men for being incels when women are the ones who control access to sex.
I don't think you should shame anybody for anything.
Is it fair to shame men for being incels when women are the ones who control access to sex?
No, not at all.
Isn't that victim shaming?
Yes, 100%.
Isn't every man who's been rejected temporarily an incel?
Yes.
Is it fair to portray incels as lazy, immature losers because they don't conform to women's standards and selectivity?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Fucking incel.
No.
If a man can't get sex, he might be made fun of
Oh,
and
random.
called names just for that.
Yep.
And then, well, also I think if a man does get a lot of sex, it might be like everyone praises him also for getting a lot of sex. So I don't really think that there's a whole lot of men out there that are getting shamed for having a lot of sex.
Is it fair to portray incels as lazy, immature losers because they don't conform to women's standards and selectivity?
Negative.
No.
Everybody is built different and has their own standards in life.
If a man does conform, does that make him a simp?
Negative.
No.
Why is it more acceptable to shame men for having low standards versus shaming women for having unrealistic high standards?
Uh-oh.
I'm
Got
speechless on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Got 'em.
You kind of got me flabbergasted on that one.
got
I'm fluttered. Don't know what to say.
Survival of the fittest. Whoever seems like they're about to get it in, gets it in, and they continue their genes and whatnot. But besides that, like, I don't know.
So would you say, based on that, that women
Damn, you're fine as
the evolution
hell.
of society
Yes.
based on the men that they choose?
Yes, it's because it's like the mating rituals. Like they say yes or no in most breeds. you
So
know,
then
like
how are we
species.
living in a patriarchy where men have all the power?
Exactly.
Just because that's how society was set up when women were supposed to stay home and take care of the kids and the guys went out and did all that shit and we're supposed to rely on them.
Yep.
What is the longest you've gone without having sex?
A year?
What is the longest by choice you've gone without having sex?
Stop the cap.
A year?
Probably like 18 years.
What is the longest by choice you've gone without having sex?
Probably like a month.
Who's more likely to lie about how long they've gone without sex, men or women?
Women.
Don't men lie about getting more and women lie about getting less?
No. Yeah.
All right.
Don't men lie about getting more and women lie about getting less?
Yes,
Why?
because we're seen as being tarnished for the more sex that we have.
Why are women who sleep around seen as sluts while men who sleep around are seen as studs?
Because men don't want to see that their woman that they have prospect to be interested in has been with every man.
Could it be because it's easier for a woman to be a slut?
No,
Yes, it
Well,
is.
don't women control access to sex?
they do, but there are many male sluts. They're
What?
just being praised for being
the
them.
cap.
But isn't it harder for a man to be a male slut than it is for a woman to be a female slut?
Depends on the man.
Wouldn't you say that the high value men with lots of options are rare?
Yeah.
So then wouldn't you say that it's more likely for your average woman to be a female slut than your average man?
Yes.
All right, come on
Women
now.
sleep with who they want, men sleep with who they can.
Facts.
That's true.
What's the difference between shaming a woman for being a slut and shaming a man for being an incel? In other words, why are women shamed for having too much sex while men are shamed for not getting any sex?
Yep.
Well, women can't have sex without being attached in some way. It's just in our innate.
What do you mean they can't have sex?
Not that they can't have sex. They can't have sex without having some type of emotional attachment.
Why do you think men are more likely to be able to have sex without feelings than women?
Because you guys are made to procreate.
The name
right.
is involuntarily celibate, so the man is not choosing.
Yeah, he doesn't have a choice for that one.
Oh,
but
yeah.
us females, we definitely have a choice to be a slut or not.
Well, because women control access to sex.
I control whether you can take my clothes off or not.
Don't women have a choice to be a slut, but a man doesn't have a choice to be an...
Don't miss your chance to save up to 50% on a hot tub or swim spa at the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at the new...
What?
be an incel.
Yeah.
So then why would it be worse to call a woman a slut than it is to call a man an incel?
I don't know why it would be worse.
But our society labels it as worse.
They label being an incel worse than being a slut?
Yeah, they do.
Well, in other words, a lot of women resent being called a slut when they have
Correct.
a choice to be a slut, but it's okay for men to be called incels when men don't have a choice to be an incel because men don't control access to sex.
Exactly.
I think men don't have the choice on what they're doing, but nowadays with social media going the way it is, women have actually embraced slut. And that's the problem.
Do you think women today are more interested in relationships or hookups?
Damn, son,
I would
where'd
say
you
more
find
hookups
this?
Why?
Because they have all these rappers, saying, influencing them, like trying to, basically they're trying to play the role as men, they're trying to play us out of our money. And
Yep.
It's bullshit.
Me personally, I'm more interested in relationships. Women nowadays, I think, are more worried about their careers and hookups.
So if women are more interested in hookups, how can a man let a woman know he just wants to hook up without making her feel like a slut?
There isn't a way, no matter what.
Gotcha, bitch! So aren't we kind of damned if we do, damned if we don't?
Yes, you are.
Gotcha, bitch! Would you rather have the best sex you've ever had or the best food you've ever eaten?
Best food you ever eaten.
Yeah, food for sure.
Best food I've ever eaten.
I'm a foodie. I like food.
Would you rather eat all the junk food you want without gaining weight or have unlimited sex without being slut-shamed?
Unlimited
sex without being slut-shamed.
Who are the bigger slut-shamers, men or women?
Women.
Why are there men who shame women for being sluts when men also complain about how hard it is to get laid? Are those the same men?
No. I think the men that are calling women sluts are looking for a woman that aren't sluts.
If a woman's body count doesn't matter, why is it typically the first thing women bring up to shame another woman they are jealous of? In other words, why would a woman ever slut shame another woman?
Because they know deep down body count does matter.
Is the main reason women don't want to be easy is because they don't want to be shamed? Or could it be that they don't want to relinquish their sexual power over men?
I don't think either one of those. I think the reason why women don't want to be easy is because we don't want to have a body count because we want to find somebody that wants us for who we are. And the guys that we're looking for don't want a woman with high body count.
Why is it okay for women to feel entitled to be protected and provided for, but it's wrong for men to feel entitled to sex and intimacy?
I think after being provided for so long, and once you're comfortable in the relationship, that men are going to expect for you to be intimate with them at a certain point.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
for a moment.
If a woman rewards a man with sex, why is there still pressure on him to perform and satisfy her?
I feel like men can be selfish.
But girls will not come back if they're not doing well. Yeah.
Stop the cap. Well, why should a man have to earn the opportunity to please you sexually?
Because women get to decide everything in other species, so why not human species?
Okay, but then if that's true, then why do we complain about being in a male-dominated patriarchy where men control women?
Uh-oh.
Gotcha, bitch!
Uh-oh.
Because
Gotcha, bitch!
Uh-oh.
it's the hunter and gatherer type of discussion.
Gotcha, bitch.
Because
Nah,
we
man.
had to stay at home and wait for the men to come and hunt and bring
we
that
had
shit
to
back
do
to
the
us
work
for us
too.
to like.
And we had to do more work than
fucking
you.
shit.
So stop
So that's
the
where it
count.
started.
Stop the count.
Are there female incels?
I think so, maybe.
Would it be fair for society to shame a lonely old cat lady for being involuntarily celibate?
No.
How likely are men to have sex with a lonely woman out of pity?
I guess it depends on who you ask.
Yeah,
I'd say
we gonna
pretty
do
likely.
it. We gonna
How
do
likely
it.
are women to have sex with lonely men out of pity?
Oh, unlikely. They just want men that are rich and famous.
How likely are women to have sex with lonely men out of pity?
Not so likely.
Why is that?
Because a woman wants a man that looks strong and feels strong, and she feels like she's going to be protected, and that's what they look for. If you look like you're the weak one cowering in the corner,
son,
she's
where'd you
probably
find
not going to go
this?
up to you.
And she's spitting.
Men think that there are these issues. Like, if you were more confident, or if you just, like, put yourself out there more, you just, like, F it, whatever, just do it. I guarantee you, it doesn't matter what the woman's standards are. That's what they're attracted to.
Let me ask you this. So if
All
you
right,
woke up
all right,
tomorrow
I'll
and you
give
were a
you that.
guy and
I'll
you
give
wanted to
you
get
that.
laid like most guys do, how would you do it?
I'd go to a bar, find my pretty girl sitting at the bar, sit down, and I'd ask them if I could buy them a drink. Literally. That's all you have to do. Make yourself there. Represent yourself. Be confident.
I understand that, but if that was true, why would there be so many guys who complain about being stuck in the friend zone?
Because they're too busy trying to be the nice guy.
Gotcha,
they're not
bitch.
actually presenting themselves that they want this. They're looking like the friend, so we see them as a friend.
Do you prefer
All
a
right,
man
she
who's a
kinda got
gentleman
that
or a
one.
bad boy?
I like a gentleman.
She kind of got it at the end.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is
And she
built
kept
to
it
a
real,
higher
though.
standard, so you can focus on the...
She was like, they want to be the nice guy.
Is it fair to say women lust after bad boys that want to settle down with nice guys?
Yes.
How do bad boys treat women?
Like shit.
What's the difference between a man who spoils his woman and a man who's whipped?
What's the difference between a man that spoils his woman and a man that's whipped?
His level of consent and his part in happiness in doing whatever he's doing for his woman. If he's not happy doing it, if he's resenting her,
It depends on the authority that he puts down. Like, there can be a man that spoils his woman in a certain way. He takes her to dinner, he takes her out, he takes her on vacation. And then there's the men that literally bow down hand and foot for their women, that their women are running all over them.
If a woman expects to be spoiled, doesn't that mean she expects her man to be whipped?
No.
Do men shame each other for being whipped the same way women slut shame each other for being easy?
Yes.
I don't know about that. I do know
Damn,
that
son,
men
where'd you
will
find this?
shame their friends for being whipped, and I think that's a problem with the patriarchy.
Does every incel hate women?
No.
Does every feminist hate men?
Probably, yes. Yes.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
I don't believe every incel hates women. I think that they might be shyer than most men. I think more alpha males end up getting more sex than more beta males do.
Yeah.
Does every feminist hate men?
Don't lie.
Yes. I'm not a feminist. I am more of a traditional woman, so I really can't speak on the feminist woman because I don't agree with most of them.
What is the patriarchy?
Patriarchy is... You're going to make me describe this.
Here we go.
How do you define it?
Here we go.
Well, the old white men who have deemed what is acceptable for men and women. The leads. Go back to Oakland. White men deciding for everybody.
Anyway, shout out to It's Complicated for coming through with the fire video compilation of street interviews called Lonely Men. Alright, so first impressions of me watching this for the first time. This is definitely a fire compilation of interviews. Tons of gems dropped. Also with high levels of cap in the video.
Stop the cap.
High levels of cap, you know. But overall, the video was great. You know, you didn't have any people going crazy, trying to ruin the interview. I heard a couple of disingenuous arguments, but for the sake of the video, it was really, really good. Especially the girl with the Silk Sonic tattoo. She was cute. She was cute. She was easy to talk. She was real feminine, real friendly. You know, engaging in the conversation. And then the dude with the red hat, the dude with the braces, he was dropping some gems and he was spitting some facts too. For the most part, like I said, this was a good interview, good series of interviews, good video, good quality content as always. Because, you know, it's complicated. The man always delivers. You know what I'm saying? He always delivers. And he has yet to disappoint me. But, yeah, he asked some good questions. He stumped him a couple of times. He asked a couple of questions that I haven't heard asked on here before. Or at least in his line of questioning. So he was able to stump the ladies a couple of times. But I think he was able to really get people intrigued and engaged in the conversation because, you know, these types of topics are often not talked about out of fear of people's emotions being stirred up. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to the women. You know, women on one hand, they say they like honesty, but then when that honesty starts to hit them, the first thing they go to is their feelings and they hide behind their feelings. So, you know, in most cases, you can't listen to what women say. You just have to watch what they do. But anyway, man, shout out to Is Complicated for coming through, doing his thing as always, man. And congratulations on the 200K. I'm like a few subscribers away from hitting 1K. So, you know, 1,000 subscribers is on the way. Shout out to the subscribers, man. I'm well on my way to growing my platform. And I can't do it without the viewers and the subscribers that show up on a consistent basis to take time out of their day to listen to what I gotta say. And with that being said, that's pretty much my reaction, man. So if you like the video, go ahead and give this video a like. Share with a couple of your friends. Make sure you follow me on all my social media sites. And if you got something specific, go ahead and drop it in that comment section, man. It's your boy AnonymousBased. Peace.